Actually breathe in my nostrils to make me move.
We have fewer democracies in the world today than we...
Fewer, not more, fewer.
President Biden, can you hear me? That's a serious question, right?
And the President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
Let's go lick the world.
So Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir said, "We will not allow a single gram of aid into Gaza Strip until its people kneel and beg. Gaza must be leveled to the ground. There is no such thing as innocent people." So that means
surely though the Israelis are innocent, sir.
And so now they're starving. So that means that's one of the heads of the government saying we're starving people, which they are. So they're doing a genocide, right? In 4K, everybody sees it, which is why they have to censor you on TikTok and everywhere else. And he said it. And then here is more than 1,000 desperate Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces since the end of May, trying to reach food distribution run by the controversial United States and Israel-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation amid wide. So they have this thing called the U.S. and Israel-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. So they're the ones supposed to be giving aid out. But what they do is when you show up for the aid, they just start slaughtering you. They start shooting them.
No one is innocent, Jimmy, not even the children. But Ben-Gvir is from that terror group that killed Rabin, right?
That's right.
He had his hood on. Yeah. So, wow, he's in government there.
Yeah. So watch, the point of this segment is to show you how Fox News is covering this. They're saying that the reason why the people in Gaza are starving isn't because guys like Ben-Gvir and Benjamin Netanyahu are starving them on purpose, which is what they're doing. It's that because the UN isn't giving the aid that Israel's all about. This is what U.S.-backed organization sounds the alarm over abandoned aid for Gaza, calls for UN collaboration. You're not going to believe this. The GHF, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, is reaching out to one of its most prominent critics in hopes of bridging the divide and finding a path to collaboration on aid distribution. So Israel's pretending they're trying to bring aid to the Gazan people, and they're not. They're, as I just showed you in the first slide from this, the Ben-Gvir says not one drop of aid is going to get to them. We're going to slaughter all of them. On Tuesday, the organization's executive chairman, Reverend Johnny Moore, sent a letter to Tom Fletcher at the United Nations, Undersecretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator. And so what they're trying to do is say, hey, as you are aware, the humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate. Despite the extraordinary volume of aid inside Gaza, the vast majority of it remains warehoused and undelivered or looted. The result is millions of civilians without consistent access to food. So he's pretending like this is something that's just happening instead of something that's being perpetrated by the Israeli government. So this guy who's in charge of the aid is pretending it's just happening, and that we got to figure out a plan. In his letter, Moore asserts that while the United Nations agencies have blamed the stalled aid on the lack of permissions and security concerns, the reality is much different. It's not Israel. It's not. More than 400 aid distribution points run by the UN and its partners remain closed. Kitchens have shuttered, trucks sit idle, drivers are striking, and convoys are routinely looted. This is not an access issue. It's a capacity and operational issue, and the world deserves honesty about that distinction. So they're trying to say this isn't happening on purpose by Israel. This is Fox News. That's why I'm showing you this, how crazy this report is. Moore also expressed concern about the UN-aligned organizations and spokespeople launching public retaliation attacks while ignoring broader system. It's systemic. These failures are systemic. It's not that we're trying. Lieutenant Colonel Nadav Shashani, Israel Defense Forces international spokesperson, posted a video on Tuesday allegedly showing 950 trucks of aid waiting in Gaza for international organizations to pick up and distribute. So it's not us. We're not doing this. And here it is. Watch. So this is him tweeting it out. Here's the 950 trucks. They're just, it's not us. We want to feed the people. So he tweets this out. This is the video.
And they're not luring the women and children in with that anymore?
They're not doing that to try to slaughter them when they come to get the aid? So there it is. That's when it comes to criticism from the United Nations, GHF spokesperson Chapin Fay told Fox News Digital the organization was established to correct mistakes the international body has made over the years. So they're saying that this aid organization created by the United States and Israel. They're there to fix all the bad organization.
Oh, the whoopsie doodles.
Yeah. The UN has been doing this for years, and that's why we're here. GHF was created to solve two problems. One, Israel lost faith in the prior system because of the second problem, which was diversion. Again, the UN has had a near perfect record of food being diverted for various reasons. So they're blaming the UN.
Yeah.
Hamas, so that's why we're here. And the difference is we are delivering this safely and securely, and we've had zero aid diverted. Zero of our trucks have been diverted.
Okay, wait. Working with local Hamas agents in Gaza, the UN, you mean like how you did before October 7th?
Regardless of what you hear or read about in the international media, we've had very little violence on our sides, Faye told Fox News Digital. He added that there were only 2 incidents, a deadly trampling that Faye said was fomented by Hamas, and another was a terror attack in which Hamas-style grenades were thrown at and injured 2 American workers.
I'm sorry, what? Hamas-style grenades?
Hamas-style.
Were they on hang gliders?
So there's more of it. This is the new scam. It is the United Nations' fault. What a coordinated con. Israel has been preventing aid from entering for months. Israel has been harassing UN officials for months. The GHF centers are death traps. This is rotten, shameless mendacity. So this is the new scam. Blame it on AIPAC, and they're all blaming it on the UN. This is the new scam.
But I've already seen the reporting of them killing the people and saying we have to kill them.
I've already seen it. Here's Fox News. I am Rachel Wolf. Congrats, you are complicit in starving children. So that's who wrote this, Rachel Wolf. So she wrote the U.S.-backed org sounds. She wrote this garbage.
Okay, I'm sorry. Didn't Greta Thunberg just try to run the blockade with aid, and then they captured her and made her watch Holocaust movies?
Yeah. So Dropsite put this out. Incredible distortion of facts by Fox News in the report linked below, framing the UN as responsible for Gaza's starvation. So here
it'll work on my ex-girlfriend. She'll be like, yeah, they were trying to give it to them, but the UN stopped it. That works on American Jews that have American news coming at them. The Israelis know better, but they put the stupid news for the American ones.
That's right.
And if you want to know the equivalent of stupid, it's like when you talk about that priest that used to molest all the kids and the parents to go, he didn't do that.
Yes.
That's the Jew Vatican equivalent of stupid, of just pretending. No, they were trying their best.
So here's this Francesca Albany. She's the UN rapporteur on Israel-Gaza. And here's what she says.
The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is absolutely a death trap.
So this humanitarian foundation created by the U.S. and Israel, the GHF, she's saying it's a death trap. So they pretend to give aid, and then when you show up for the aid, they kill you. And then they blame the UN for people starving, and they're starving them on purpose. So here she goes.
The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is absolutely a death trap. I wouldn't know how to call the 600 people who have been killed while trying to reach aid. Also, so first of all, this is the most, the term humanitarian absolutely it cannot be utilized in a serious fashion toward that thing, because humanitarian aid must follow certain principles: the principle of humanity, the principle of dignity, the principle of protection of human life, so creating no harm. This creates harm. It's not a dignified way to distribute food and aid. It's not providing all the aid that is adequate. So what are we talking about? So without even looking at it as a killing machine, it's not providing aid. And again, I restate, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous that the international community is not forcing, is not breaking the blockade, because this is the only sensible thing that should be done right now.
So she's saying that the international community should be breaking this blockade on aid that Israel has in place.
So only Greta Thunberg did that.
Yep. So here is from Oxfam International. We do not tell people come and get aid and get killed. That is not how we operate. Well, let's listen to what she says.
We don't agree to distribute aid by military contractors or private contractors in fenced distribution sites with concrete blocks and metal fencing, and shooting at stampedes of civilians, trying to basically, I mean, they said our report says it: first come, first serve. That's not how our humanitarian responses look like. We actually guided, first of all, by the impartiality of our work, but also the dignity of people. I mean, our responses are dignified. We do not tell people, come and get aid or get killed. That is not how we operate. And this is why we refuse to engage and be complicit in these death traps that Israel has set through the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation.
So she's saying, yeah, we're not going to participate in these death traps where you tell people to come get aid and then you slaughter them. We're not going to do that. It's not, and aid doesn't happen on a first come, first served basis. That's not dignified. That creates problems, creates stampedes, and then use the stampede. So these are the people who are saying, yeah, we're not going to work with the Israeli military. And in the system of cages they've set up to give people aid. But the thing was that
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is it when Bibi Netanyahu is paying Hamas to exist for 20 years, did he ever think to fence all the suitcases of money from Qatar in there? And then when they come in, kill them, and then this wouldn't have happened? Did that occur to him? Like how they do with kids?
So this is, again, one of the most outrageous American news stories, and Fox just repeats it. Fox just repeat. They just whatever was told to them by their AIPAC handlers, they just said it. And
you know what's so
great
sickening
job,
is,
Rachel Wolf. That's who did that. Great job.
I mean, all the stupid History Channel crap of how could the Holocaust have happened? Why did normal people just go along with it? Well, I hope the irony's not lost on you, but it is, isn't it?
Okay.
That's what the Nazis did when they were losing the war. They started wholesaling, we got to kill as many people as we can to cover up our crimes. So that shows you Israel ain't winning. They don't have the money to, obviously they could never beat Iran, and neither could we. And because they had to stop briefly, and those settlers are attacking the IDF also. That dipshit Netanyahu is caught between that Ben Gvir psychopath and other people. So that means they haven't been doing well. When you have to resort to death traps for civilians like that, that means you're losing.
Let's hope they are losing. And I will make more jokes about it this Sunday, August 3rd, in Oxnard, California. And then up in Canada, we go to Calgary, Vancouver, and Edmonton. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Okay, over to Steph.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. Okay, let's see here. I read that one already. You can, okay, that's it. You can make your own app. All right. Hey, I'm just reminding people that McCarthy was wrong. Oh, I read that one. Gotcha. I read that one too. Okay. My Jimmy Dore logo fridge came. All right, read that one already. Attaboy Jimmy Curtin, Steph. Thank you. Healthcare is read that one. Got it. Oh, all right. Here we go. Contrary to popular belief, one good thing about being a veteran is going to VA hospital. I read that one from Sparky. Thank you, Sparky. It's not hate speech. It's disapproval in the strongest possible terms. I read that one. Okay.
Wait, is this hate speech if I say I love Macron's wife's dick?
It sounds,
I love it.
It sounds nice.
Yeah.
It sounds more supportive
That's
than
not
anything.
hateful.
You know, that's
I love
what
your
I
wife's
think.
dong, sir. Can I say that in Quebec?
All right. Gottheimer increased his wealth. Oh, I read that. Got it. Here we go. Swastika is thousands of years old, is not unique to India or Hinduism, and means good luck or good fortune. It's found on top of temple entrances of various religions. It's not an evil symbol. And that's from Savage.
Well, that's why it's the Chase logo. That's why Chase uses it as a logo, sir. That's a fact. That's the Swazi. That Chase logo is a swastika.
Jammy says the China show is not Epoch Times. Is it Epoch times. Here's the link. Get one or both on the show. Winston has 1.6.
Wait, is it the dude I wanted to have on a while ago? One guy's from South Africa, one guy's from California. And I was Milk or something he was called. And I was going to get him on my old show. The other guy from South Africa, I saw a point where they look like they're doing propaganda to me because initially I liked the show because they both went to China, had his stories like I did. And then I watched them slowly turn into they just talk about China all the time. How do you not notice when you see the flaws of China that we are becoming worse than China? How do you not notice that if you're being honest?
Agreed. They went on to say that Winston has 1.6 million subscribers. LaoY86 has 1 million subscribers.
Yes, I was going to have Lao Y. Look, I don't trust Winston. I mean, they've been kind of a propagandist. The same as the thing they're condemning. But I'm saying that propaganda doesn't mean it's not true. Just like when Putin tells you whatever about Ukraine, just because it's propaganda that helps him, don't mean it ain't a fact.
Okay, come to me.
Okay, back to Jimmy.